Welcome to GLHF. Today, we're going to show you the top 10 games you can play on a computer without a graphics card in 2020. Whether it's your work computer, a student's laptop, or a low-end PC you still have, we got you covered. I'm Mike, and let's kick off this list with number 10, emulators. Number 10 is not a game, but a category of games you can dive into. On your computer, you can emulate several old consoles filled with a huge library of games you can download and play for free. We mostly recommend the Game Boy Advance emulator because it will work on every computer you have, even your phone. The Game Boy Advance includes a lot of great enjoyable titles like Crash Bandicoot, The Huge Adventure, all the Game Boy Advance Pokemon titles, and a ton of very popular Nintendo franchises like Mario and The Legend of Zelda. You can obviously try other emulators, but the GBA emulator is the most stable and guaranteed to work on computers from even the late 90s. Number 9. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. No, this isn't the latest involvement of the series that is out right now, but rather the original game that it's based upon. Call of Duty 4 alone revolutionized the entire FPS genre by itself and created today's template for any first-person shooter game you see out in the market. First of all, you have a great 5 hours of entertainment at least in the form of a 10 out of 10 campaign experience that would last you a lot longer if you go for veteran difficulty. And contrary to the current image of Call of Duty, the action is intense, but not in a ridiculous Michael Bay movie sort of way. That's what's become so synonymous with this franchise. Even though this game is over a decade old, it still has a small active community with several servers active on multiplayer. This is the game that introduced the create a class system and the level of profile progression that is now ubiquitous to the franchise and every shooter game that came afterwards. Unlike the emulator, it won't work on a 20-year-old PC, but any computer that was purchased in the previous decade would probably run it, and a Steam CD key for it would be very cheap if you're not looking to buy it for the full price on Steam, which is $20 not on sale. Number 8. Counter-Strike Global Offensive. CSGO has recently become free to play and available to pretty much everyone, despite the decent graphics most computers can run it on its minimum settings. Lucky for you, it's a game that is based less on your graphics and more the core gameplay that has been pretty much the same for the past 2 decades, going all the way back to when this game was actually a Half-Life mod named Counter-Strike 1.6. Now the game offers more customization in terms of skins that can be purchased through loot boxes, which is bearable considering the game is now free to play, or you can earn them from random drops at the end of each game. The game offers great variety in its core modes, including Team Deathmatch, Gun Game, and the competitive mode, which would have you either fighting in a search and destroy situation or a hostage rescue game mode with no respawn. You also have new queues that have been added into the game to spice up your playtime, and if you ever get bored of casual and competitive play, there are community servers that offer a ton of other fun modes like surf maps or death runs, among many other more niche modes. CSGO is a great free pick for you that will offer a ton of variety. Number 7. Assassin's Creed 2. While today it only offers you a single-player experience, for many die-hard fans of the series and casual players as well, this is probably their favorite game in the franchise. Starting the story of Ezio Auditore de Firenze, this game has created and launched the most beloved character in this series. While a lot of current Assassin's Creed games are considered stagnant with little to no innovation, this game had really improved on the first Assassin's Creed and added a ton of new mechanics into the series that are now an integral part of the game. If you haven't ever played this game and you're not after a multiplayer experience, this is the game you should go to. You can still enjoy it without playing the first game in the series, since it does a pretty great job in recapturing the previous game's events and storyline. Number 6. Need for Speed Most Wanted. Much like Assassin's Creed, Need for Speed Most Wanted is one of the favorites in the franchise for many players. Progress slowly through the blacklist until you are number 1 by beating several races, time trials, and cop chases that will enable you to challenge the next member on the list. The game offers a great amount of variety in terms of cars and a ton of customization options for each car, almost to the point when you won't notice this is a game from 2005. Number 5. The Portal series. Don't worry, we will have a few more games that are not strictly single player towards the end of the list, but we're saving the best for last. That doesn't mean that Portal is not one of the best. It's probably one of the best puzzle games out there, if not the best, providing you with a challenging and sometimes very amusing experience that you can also enjoy with a friend in a co-op mode. Nothing much to say other than you should try it if you want to know why the cake is a lie. Number 4. Old School RuneScape. OSRS is the 2007 version of the popular MMO RuneScape. If you can get over the game's graphics, which by the way might change due to a unique client in the future, you would find a ton of enjoyable content that expands from month to month with updates added to the game only when they have a 75% approval rate by the community. This way, Jagex makes sure that they won't make the same mistakes that have made RuneScape so unpopular to the point where the 2007 version of the game is more popular than the one with 4K graphics and a huge team behind it. This is the game that invented the idle genre, which essentially means you can play the game while doing something else without paying much attention to it, making it a great game for work or during a lecture to distract you every once in a while. The underappreciated aspect of the game is how surprisingly challenging and highly skilled the endgame content can be, and don't even get me started on PvP. This game ran in a browser in 2006, and it would run on anything, including mobile. Before we get to number 3 on the list, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and maybe share it to help the channel out. Now it's time for number 3, GTA San Andreas.
Oh shit, here we go again.
While you can run GTA 3 and GTA Vice City on any computer today and your phone, San Andreas would always be the best pick. This is the game that had brought more customization and open world elements to the series that are a ton of fun. The game gives you a bunch of skills you can level up to improve your control of certain vehicles together with other stats like muscle, fat, sex appeal, and respect that will unlock for you a bunch of unique content for you like girlfriends. The game has a great story experience with Samuel L. Jackson voicing the main antagonist in the story, and if you're not in for the single-player experience, San Andreas is still a great pick for you. This game still has a dedicated multiplayer community that is huge, with some servers having 600 players alone. Setting up the multiplayer requires a third-party program, but once you figure it out, you can join several deathmatch or RPG servers that are a ton of fun, and if you have enough time, you can dive into the hardcore roleplay community. Number 2. Skyrim. Skyrim is strictly a single-player game, but it's one of the best single-player experiences out there. The game has a ton of roses that you can stop and smell, making it very easy to stray off the main story to discover all the dragon shouts, acquire unique enchanted weapons, complete side quests, marry a man, woman, or a lizard, it doesn't matter. Not only is it a great game for a low-end PC, this is one of the best games to take with you to a deserted island. In terms of progression, you have several skills to level up. Those skills have their own unique skill trees with perks and abilities, like crafting better weapons or using better spells. In terms of open world, this game from 2011 is more open world than most games today, because almost any NPC in the game has a quest for you. You can join almost every guild or clan in the game, and you can also make different choices resulting in different outcomes in the game that would sometimes even change based just on how you approach your mission. This game could easily be number 1 on this list because it has a ton of replayability, and you will get a lot of playtime out of it, but sadly, it doesn't have the multiplayer aspect to it. Before we get to number 1 on this list, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you never miss any of our videos. Now it's time for number 1, PUBG Lite. PUBG Lite is number 1 on this list for many reasons. The first one is that it was specifically built for low-end PCs and laptops. The second one is that the game has enough content to last a lifetime as long as you find the core gameplay enjoyable, giving you many choices in terms of game modes, weapon skins, and other ways to customize your profile. The game is free for everyone, and it's basically the regular PUBG with the same gameplay stripped to its core in terms of graphics, so even a calculator can run it. Even when the Battle Royale phase is kind of dying down, PUBG Lite is still an enjoyable experience for those of you that wish to pass the time gaming but don't have access to a better setup than a laptop or an old computer. For those of you that have watched to this point, What are your favorite low-end PC games that don't require a graphics card? Make sure to write them in the comment section below, even if it's not on this list, so other viewers can enjoy it as well. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck and have fun.